Gustavo there with AB Boxing News. We're here with promoter Eddie Hearn. What's going on?
How we doing? All right. Good to see you.
Thank you for the interview. No, I know there's always critiques about every event, but I want to start off something different. I just want to talk about, clarify the situation with Demetrius Andrade and his mandatory, knowing that Billy Joe Saunders is moving up to super middleweight. What's the current update?
Well, firstly, I was very disappointed because I feel like Demetrius has had a bit of a bad rap. Like, oh, he got given a vacant world title shot. No, Billy Joe Saunders failed a drugs test. So he was signed a contract to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Saunders wasn't available for that fight because of his VADA test. He won the world title, he defended it, the WBO mandated him. Great, you know, Demetrius had the opportunity to say to the doubters, okay, we'll beat him this time. And now Billy Joe Saunders pulled out the fight. So it's very disappointing. I don't necessarily blame him because he's got a gift of a world title at super middle. So unfortunately that fight won't be happening, and I guess the WBO will make a new mandatory.
In regards to this fight, I have to say I was really impressed the way that the pre-sale tickets went, because honestly, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to do as much as it was announced, right? With that being said, is this like a step where we could see Joshua permanently fight in the U.S.? Because
it's early days. Like, Joshua's profile in the U.S. is still quite small. This fight, I believe, is going to change that. It broke the pre-sale record by double, the highest grossing pre-sale of all time at MSG. Apparently I bought all the tickets, apparently. But on a serious note, the general sales gone, but we've still got a lot of work to do. Probably still got 10,000 tickets to sell. This holds 20,000. So, you know, it's not, Rome wasn't built in a day. And we still know that we have a lot of work to do with Anthony Joshua. But I believe that US fight fans are going to love watching him. I believe the media are going to love him. And a lot of different genres are going to love Anthony Joshua. It's not just about, you know, the young kid who's into like hip hop and R&B, who's like likes the urban scene, who likes MMA and guys beating each other up, and you know, the macho guys. This guy appeals to everybody: women, grandparents, kids. You know, and I believe he's an all-round star. But this is a new market, and this fight is going to go a long way to making inroads into that market.
As a promoter, we know that he's your biggest fighter. Is there any concern knowing that Joshua's going to transition from the UK market to the USA market? Let's say that this fight doesn't end in a knockout and it goes to the scorecards. Knowing the history, the controversy that he might get screwed over, it could go the other way. Is there any concerns on your behalf?
No, I mean, you know, we hope for a fair judging panel from the New York State Athletic Commission. We've worked with them for a number of events. I think they're very fair. I don't expect this fight to go 12 rounds, but I do expect a war. And I expect a tough fight, but you know, we got to make sure that everything's fair. He is a Brit, he is travelling here, but this place is going to be full up with Brits on June 1. So you know, I'm expecting a fair crack of the whip.
I heard something like very crazy behind the scenes. I heard that I don't know if it's true. You can clarify this with me. I heard that you guys put a weight restriction on Jarrell Miller, because knowing that he's 315, 300, I'm just clarifying it. I heard 285.
Absolute rubbish. Okay. A weight restriction? No, that's definitely
no heavyweight. There's no limits, but
absolutely no way, no way. But I do expect him to come in lighter, because I think he'll train properly for this fight. I think for the last few fights he's been like in and out of camp. I don't think he's been training that hard or that properly, and I don't think he should come in that heavy because he's going to have to be as mobile as he can.
Do you feel like the narrative of the story in terms of the build-up to Joshua Wilder, we all know, you know, I'm not here to judge and say who's right, who's wrong, but knowing that people were critical with Joshua taking on Jarrell Miller, Deontay Wilder looks like his fight with Tyson Fury's in jeopardy with Fury going with ESPN. Do you feel like Deontay Wilder's at a dead zone, a dead end, meaning with a weak opposition?
No, he's a world heavyweight champion, so he's in a great position. Listen, he announced yesterday he was a network free agent. If I was Stephen Espinosa, I would have woke up in a cold sweat. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. We'd love him on DAZN. I'm sure ESPN would love him on ESPN. I'm sure Espinosa would want to keep him on Showtime. But I do feel like the news yesterday was a chance for Deontay Wilder to actually say, wow, maybe I should talk about the Joshua fight next. You know, have my fight in June and then go and fight AJ. It's the undisputed fight. We've got to talk about this fight. So hopefully that news yesterday will kickstart that.
I know you got to go. Is there any negotiations between Callum Smith, your fighter, and Sergiy Kovalav at 175?
No, nothing, but I would like that fight. I mean, I think Callum's going to stay at 168 for a couple of fights, but I think eventually you'll see him at 175. Kovalev's a great fight for him as well, but I think you'll see him probably actually on the Usyk card in May defend his world title, and maybe even here.
Thank you for your time, Eddie. Let you go.